I had so much of paper that I just had to be collecting things and stapling here. I write on everything, even napkin and all.
Because once the thought, the idea comes, whatever you grab,
Everything I will write. People snatching their stuff first, then I will write. I just started writing on everything, and I realized that when you really make up your mind to do something, you will have your fair share of challenges. But what makes it nice for me is that the book is not about me. It's really about an echo. So as God was only speaking, I was only writing. So that was a difference in terms of most people will just have to write about events or about different persons or themselves. Yeah. But this was about God speaking. So God just wanted someone who would listen. And most times it's hard to get people who would listen. Everybody wants to say something, but few people want to listen.
So true. That's why sometimes we keep praying and praying and we don't know why God is answering. See, we're talking so much and we ain't giving God time for ourselves time to hear what God's saying.
So
hold up our while and listen to what He's saying.
So true.
Yeah. Now, a 3-week period, you wrote a book. Then you have to send it to the publishers. Right? You want to tell me about that, or you want Pastor Jaffa, who was had a part in the publication or the publishing of the book?
Yes.
Right. You want to share with us the time frame? You see, why I'm ready. What I'm getting to is that there must be some young person out there, Christian and non-Christian, that be doing the program and have all these ideas, wants to write a book, but they have in their mind, boy, writing a book so hard, it's years, it's months, and it's so by what you all are saying here today will give that person some sort of hope that, okay, 3 weeks, I could do it, right? And maybe this could go towards a person in the secular world and could make them realize that God give that man all that knowledge. 3 weeks, but let me find out what this God could do for me. Simple as we looking at this here. Unsafe could be looking at it and realizing, God, well, let me see this God already give me, let me write it in 2 weeks.
Yes. They're actually asking about that as well. Most places I'm going now, people keep stopping me and say, oh, you can write this during this duration. What you really do like that, and I keep telling them, I say, what we do is to put things into place. And I believe also that instruction play a very pivotal role in what we do, because most times people don't take instruction properly. It's not so much just the obedience, but instructions. If God tell you to do this now, at this time, you adhere to that. If you say put it down for a little while, go outside, maybe just take a little walk. Sometimes you might just walk out the road. There are times I just get up and just walk out the road, or take a run and refresh myself, and I'll go back into writing again. So all this is very, very important.
Well, I'll come back to you to find out more about the book and what you would like the reader to get out of the book. But Pastor Jaffa, tell me a bit about the part that you played. I know that support, was there, but tell me of the actual part that you played for Apostle Hall here in the completion of the book.
One of the things I must say, as Apostle mentioned, that the book was written by him, but the words came directly from God. And in obedience to the Lord, for the actual publishing of the book, it had to be a specific thing. There were specific details that had to be done in the book. The compilation of the pages and the chapters, and even the design had to be done a particular way. So this is something that we tried a number of different publishers locally to get it done, but they couldn't have given what we were requesting.
Yes. Who did the publishing?
The publishing was done by a local publisher. We have all the details here, so we're going to put it up on the screen a little while so viewers can have a little insight of where it was done and a list of locations that the books are also available. So as mentioned, that there were certain specifics that had to be done, and we tried a number of places, but it couldn't have happened there. But the Lord directed us to this particular place.
Time in.
For printing.
And they did what the apostle wanted. And it marvels because the type of graphics that had to be placed in the book, we're giving God thanks that we had a graphic designer within the ministry who was with Apostle throughout the time period to give the book what it required, to give the specifics of it and the certain specs that were needed to compile the book. As God spoke to Apostle, he just directed, and then the graphics artist was the one to put the things together, the colors and the tones and a lot of things. Everything had to be done perfectly, and it happened quickly. It happened quickly because God had the book to be completed by a certain time period.
Okay.
This was Apostle mentioned that it wasn't just him.
Mandated.
It was about God, because God gave him a mandate to get this done at a specific time period. So just as God spoke, he wrote. And so to that, in obedience to God, other things will just fall in place. But as he also mentioned, one of the things is that we need to work and work hard. And that is what he did. Many sleepless nights and many sacrifices went into this completion, and I'm thanking God to see that his labor was not in vain. And as he mentioned also, I'm thanking that he didn't decide to keep the knowledge or the information for himself, but decided to write. And in writing, he got to reach a lot more people. By ministering, yes, on the pulpit or the radio, yes, we reached a particular class or a particular type of people. But when you write something, it's done to preserve over a given time period, over years. Many generations come and they can read the same information that has been passed on through the Apostle Carlus Hall.
I'm listening to you. I'm viewing you on television.
Yes.
Why should I read that book?
I speak from my personal experience.
Sell me that book.
What price are you willing to pay for it?
Any price, but I have to be able to know what I'm buying. So sell me the book.
Definitely. One of the things about prophetic prayer, God speaks, you echo, and the heavens agree, is that the book itself is attractive, number one. You look at it and it catches the attention of the eyes. Something people in marketing, you all who do marketing would know, that their marketing strategies, things they put in place to catch the eyes of viewers, of the public. But the book, it's attractive, it's captivating. And by looking at something, it then starts to trickle through your mind and you get a little curious. What is this thing about? Why are the colors looking that particular way? And in just picking up the book, you're going to realize it's a little heavy. It has a lot of weight. For a small looking book,
careful, I get the impression that when you say weight, it has plenty of pages in the book.
Oh.
That line. I remember we went to Trinity Mall to drop off some books, and we had some of the ladies with us, and I had to take the bag, and the bag was heavy. For the amount of books in the bag, I wasn't expecting it to have that much weight, but it had a lot of weight in it. But back to prophetic prayer. It's a book that unleashes certain questions that we have in our mind about prayer. Will God really hear me when I pray? Or does God answer prayer? Or how? A question many people ask, how to pray. Praying is basic. It's communication with God. And the book is written that even the littlest child can understand. I've heard testimonies of people saying it's very easy to read. Even me myself, speaking from my own experience, it's very easy to read. It's clear-cut, straight to the point, and it's captivating. It has no dull moments. It's action right through. So I am knowing for certain when you, Mr. George, are also together with our listeners, get your copy, you're not going to regret it. I'm certain about that.
You are besides being a pastor, you are the public relations person?
Actually, no, I'm not, you know.
Okay. Let me talk to Minister Kingsley Benjamin. Tell me about your part that you played in the success of this book. And as a young person, you know, what will you tell another young person to convince them that they should read this book and what they will get from it then? What sort of information that they will receive after reading this book?
Okay. So firstly, to begin, my part in this book was that support.
And that's important.
Very important to support vision, to support the man of God, to allow God to do what he has to do. And a lot of times, a lot of people are around, a lot of talk and everything like that, but at the end of the day, inner support and that drive, okay, well, this is what I'm supporting. It's important. And I stood there with the man of God with that. And just now while I was he asked well, Jeffrey, like, sell you the book or and he asked me also that encourage young people why
Yeah.
they should read the book. It's important that we understand when God is doing something in a time period.
Mm.
When I look at this book, I don't see it as